Hey Aquarius, welcome to your Villain Era reading, where we'll take a peek at a pivotal moment in your life and how it changed you. So we're going to start by taking a peek at the energy that's surrounding this reading for you. And first up, we have Guinevere, True Love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Let's take a peek at another card and see what other energies are surrounding this reading for my Aquarius collective. What else is surrounding my Aquarius? And we have chaos and conflict. All right. Well, I feel like overall this has to do with your romantic relationships, Aquarius. It feels as though there was something that you may have been looking for, an opportunity that you may have had to sort of create this romantic partnership that you may have been looking for, that you were excited about. And something surrounding it just didn't end up the way that you thought it would. So it's almost like maybe you met someone, you started getting to know them, things were going well, and then boom, all of a sudden, things just started blowing up around you. And it's like, okay, well, this isn't what I signed up for. It feels like there's a lot of disappointment. It feels like this could have happened very quickly, something that really sort of caught you off guard, where it's like, wow, I can't even catch my breath from this. I didn't see this coming. Like if someone had asked you, you would have been like, yeah, I would have never thought that this was going to be the way that things turned out. So that's sort of the initial vibe that I'm getting, but let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we can pull from spirit. So we're going to take a look at what led up to this transformative moment in your life. And we have the Two of Wands clarified by the Hermit in reverse. So what this feels like with the Two of Wands and the Hermit in reverse, it feels like you really took a chance on something or somebody, this situation where maybe you were sort of floating along, in your own life, just kind of thinking, yeah, things are good, things are fine, I'm okay, I'm doing my thing. And then somebody sort of crossed your path, they piqued your interest, maybe they showed interest in you, and you were kind of like, yeah, well, okay, maybe we'll see what happens. Let's take a peek, and I'll take a chance on this. And so it feels like you made the decision not to just sort of stay in the place where you were. If you were single, just kind of being in this energy of, I'm willing to try. I'm open. I'm going to explore. And I think that you stepped outside of your comfort zone a little bit when it came to this person with the Hermit. Like you've spent tons of time by yourself, right? You knew yourself pretty well. You felt like you were stable and secure in a place where you could go out there and experience someone else, have them in your life. And yeah. So all that to say, you were open. You were open to this possibility. You were open to the potential. And it doesn't seem like it really went in your favor. Now, how this has affected your life and your relationships, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse to start. So the Nine of Cups, when it's upright, is really about contentment, right? It's being comfortable in the space that you're in. It's being comfortable in your own energy. There's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of happiness there. But having this in reverse, it feels like you've been sort of stripped of that contentment. It almost feels as though you feel you've been set back from where you were before you started really interacting with this other person. And we have that clarified by the Strength card. So your walls are up now. Your walls are all the way up. It's like Aquarius got their tough face on. And it's like, no, this is not going to happen to me again. I absolutely refuse. And so whereas the Strength card is really typically about an energy of, someone who kind of stands firm, I feel like Aquarius, you have now gotten to the point where you have taken this to the extreme, where you are not letting anybody in. Like this goes a little bit beyond just sort of simple strength. This is like, I am barricaded. My walls are up. I am not going to get got again is the feeling that's coming through. But there's always a lesson in things if you choose to take a lesson from whatever it is that you experience. And we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is really about, it's a card of conflict, but oftentimes it's like fighting to win, but at what cost? And so I think that going to this extreme place of strength, of having your guard up, it's like, yeah, you're going to protect yourself, absolutely, but at what cost? And so I think that the universe is encouraging you to think about what you may be giving up by sort of isolating yourself and shutting people out of your life. Now, that's not to say that you can't protect yourself, but making sure that you understand the trade-off of taking it sort of to the extreme. We have that clarified by the King of Wands and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And so I do feel like in terms of the other lessons that you are meant to learn from this, it's a reminder of who you were before this incident happened, right? The King of Wands, you had all of this energy, you had this fire, you had this passion, you had this confidence in yourself. And it feels as though this person has contributed to sort of letting go of that. And with the Three of Pentacles, this is really about working with people, having partnerships, having relationships with others. But I think that in the reverse and combined with the King of Wands, it's really saying that pick and choose, right? Those people who match your energy, who match your vibe. And you can be open, but be cautious at the same time, right? Make sure that you assess that person and what they're doing. Keep your eye out for red flags that might pop up. And, if at any point you're feeling uncomfortable, then go ahead and cut the cord. It's not a requirement for you to sort of stick things out. So I think that more than anything, Spirit is saying that you're still you. Right? You haven't changed from the person that you were before, this other one came in and just kind of created all of these shenanigans in your life. You can still be that person, and you should absolutely embrace that person. Just make sure that you use a little bit of discernment, right? When it comes to who you give your time and your energy to. Now, how can you prevent this from happening in the future outside of just pushing everybody away? We have the Tower in reverse. And so Tower is really about sudden changes. And like I said before, it feels as though this relationship that you had with this other person may have happened super fast. Like you all just kind of ran into it. It's like, all right, I'm open. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. And I think Spirit is saying that in order to prevent this, go slow, right? No need to make any sudden changes. It might be a good thing to take a little bit more time to get to know, someone else, so you can see their little quirks and their nuances and, things that you might not necessarily have seen before. And we also have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Page of Pentacles is typically a messenger card, right? It's a very naive energy where there's not a whole lot of experience and there's not a whole lot to offer. And so I do feel like Spirit is also saying that you shouldn't sort of give yourself away immediately. And at the same time, make sure that the other person is not coming empty-handed. So Page of Pentacles, or the Pentacles in general, are really about those sort of material things, those tangible things. It can represent stability. So if you come across another person that's not giving you signs that they're stable, or they don't really have anything to offer that you want that's in alignment with your life path, then, just let them be. Let them go on their own journey. They may not be meant to be a part of yours. Now, in terms of getting to this better place, a couple of obstacles that you might face. We have the Nine of Swords clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So for my Aquariuses out there, it does feel as though you are going to be stressing over this for a little bit, that you might internalize this, sort of questioning yourself. What did I do? Why did I deserve this? You might even engage in a little bit of negative self-talk, asking yourself why you allowed this to happen, and oh, I'm so stupid for doing this or even bothering. It's not on you. Again, there's a lesson to be learned, I think, in most situations, but beating yourself up about it isn't really going to help. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is something that's cyclical, right? And so I think that you're going to have to ride out these feelings for a little bit. And that's not to say that you're wrong in feeling the way that you do. I think it's normal and natural, especially when you've experienced, something that I mean, quite frankly, feels a little bit low key and traumatic because you didn't see it coming. It's not the outcome that you wanted, but it's what ended up happening. And so I think that the biggest challenge is going to be you sort of processing all of this and getting back to that King of Wands energy, getting back to that place of smart and discerning openness where you were previously. Maybe with a little extra dose of discernment on top of everything. But I think it's going to be a healing process for you. And I think that that's going to be the biggest challenge. But once you get through all of that, once you get through your healing process, we have the Chariot. Movement, moving on, moving forward. So Aquarius, you're going to get through this. You are. It's going to take a little bit of time because it was a blow and it was hurtful. And we also have the Eight of Cups. So another card of movement. So typically when the Eight of Cups is upright, it's leaving something behind and moving towards something else. So again, this is just going to be a bit of a slow process. It's going to be a slow recovery for you, but you will get past this. You will move on. So give yourself a little grace, treat yourself kindly, indulge yourself, make sure that you do a lot of self-care, and you'll be all right on the other side. So that's what I got for you guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.